Well. Just after the farewell episode of the daytime reality TV show, The Real Daytime, aired yesterday, Amanda Seales took it to Instagram to actually sort of complain or show her followers that it was rude for the show to not show her as part of the women who actually sat on that panel at one stage of the season at one stage of the show. And so, during the farewell episode of The Real Daytime, the show actually showcased and appreciated all the ladies who featured on the show throughout the 8 seasons. In almost 10 years of being on air, the daytime television show that was one of a kind featured 7 ladies in total. 3 stayed on from season 1 to the end, and these ladies are Loni Love, Ginny Mae Jenkins, and Adrienne Horton. While Tamera Mowry Housley and Tamar Braxton opted out after not renewing their contracts, we know that Tamera Housley left The Real for the Hallmark Channel and is currently active in her acting career, while Tamar is also, pursuing her career in terms of music and other stuff that she does. And so after Tamar left with a bit of drama because she was called quote-unquote bully, go and watch back and actually see how she treated Ginny Mae Jenkins and Adrienne Horton differently from the rest of the cast members. I'm just saying. So not to dwell so much on that, the show maintained a number of 4 ladies. So after Tamera Mowry Housley left, Amanda Seales, a stand-up comedian and radio show host, joined the panel. And she stayed on for 1 season and was very vocal on some matters. Knowing her as an activist, and if you know Amanda, you know well that she's gonna say it as it is. So technically, I think her opinions varied from that of the other ladies and were probably not considered quote-unquote safe for the show. Okay, so maybe by the producers or the directors or whoever runs the show, apart from the ladies, who certifies the direction in which you can take your conversation, because as much as these ladies are open-minded and they actually speak on so many things, so many issues, some which are even so sensitive in the American society and in the world at large, there are some extents in which they cannot go to, which most of the time Amanda Seales was trying to go there. She was trying to bring her activist self onto the show, okay? And there's no problem because this show is all about representation. It's all about diversity. And that's why it's women-led for one. And it is representative of the, several of the minority communities in the United States of America. So she left. Amanda Seales left. And after leaving, some of her sentiments were that she was almost restricted on how much she can speak on, and maybe that is what caused her. Because also, if you know Amanda Seales, you know that she is naturally an activist and she stays on her course, and she likes to really speak on something as much as possible. So I feel like restricting her and being on such a show is almost like putting her in a box in which she does not want to be. I'm not saying that the rest of the ladies were restricted, but I'm just saying that after Amanda Seales left, the show was actually run by the 3 ladies for a short while, and then over the period of within 2020 to 2021 and now 2022, the show was on the quarantine episodes. Came the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Miss Garcelle Bouvet, and she brought the fancy lady into the show. Garcelle Bouvet is of Haitian descent, and for what would be the last season of the show, she was there for the better part of it. However, while celebrating the ladies that featured, Amanda Seales was actually left out, you guys. She was not there on the picture because the photo shows Lani, it shows Jeannie Mai, it shows Adrian, and then it shows Tamera, it shows Tamar, and then Garcelle. So it's like, where is Amanda? Where is Amanda Seales? As much as you guys might have not agreed with how she presented her ideas, why are you leaving her out? Because it's the end of the show anyway. After all, it's the end of the show. So what would it cost you to just share her photo as well and, appreciate her for being on the show? Because as much as you guys probably didn't want her to be there, okay, this is turning into a rant, but I'm trying to say that even out of those 4 ladies that were there, Lani, Jeannie, Adrian, and Garcelle, it's not every time that we agreed with all of them. Sometimes you disagree with Lani. Sometimes you disagree with the things that Jeannie is trying to say. Sometimes you agree with Garcelle only. Or sometimes you agree with all of them. So I feel like the perspective in which the show actually viewed Amanda was the reason why she wasn't posted as part of the ladies. She was outrightly left out. And so as I said earlier, Amanda actually took it to Instagram to react, calling the act rude. And she said that she must have really shaken the tables, and that is why she was left out. And here's the thing, Amanda, I remember after she left the show, she clearly used to speak of the, comment on the show, on the real daytime and just how it is run. And she used to complain of, whatever she said about the show was not really in good light. So, maybe I'm not going to say she deserves, nobody deserves such a thing. It's like playing in a football match. You're part of the team. You're literally 11. And then 10 people are celebrated. What do you mean? The team was not complete. It's the same thing that they're doing to Amanda. She was part of the 7 ladies that featured on the show for all those seasons. And as much as, some people may say that she was there for 1 season, similarly to Garcelle, she has just been there for 1 season, and in fact, this is the last one. So if we're going to say that they forgot about her or the edit was short, maybe the space wasn't enough. But Amanda Seales is obviously moving on from this. I'm probably the only one dragging it this far, but it's just not fair. It's not fair. Knowing the ladies of the rail, especially Lani Love, and I know that they probably share a good relationship outside the show with Amanda Seales, especially because both of them are comedians, both of them do stand up, and I even saw previously when Kevin Hart had a sort of get together of the comedians, and Amanda and Lani were there. Not saying that they were together next to each other, but they were present in one platform. And I'm not saying that because you differ, you should not be in one place, but it's almost as if they see eye to eye. So Lani is usually the advocate in the show, and she's usually logical, and sort of the settled one, the calm one. And so I feel like she would have spoken on that, and she probably did, but then it's not all up to her. So yeah, Amanda, you just take it like that, and we are speaking up for you as well. I'm not saying that they should put your photo there as well, but whatever happened already happened.